One day, a man walked into a luxury Rolls-Royce showroom, wearing worn-out clothes, messy hair, and old sneakers. Everyone looked at him like he didn't belong. Some even laughed behind his back. But what they didn't know was that this poor-looking man was a multimillionaire. And when he revealed who he was, the entire showroom went silent. That day, the manager said one unforgettable line: "Never judge a book by its cover." It was a sunny afternoon in the heart of the city, and the Rolls-Royce showroom on Park Avenue was gleaming as usual. The glass windows shimmered under the golden rays, reflecting a world of luxury and elegance. Inside, the air smelled of polished leather, imported cologne, and prestige. Salespeople in tailored suits moved with grace, attending to clients dressed in designer clothes, sparkling jewelry and flashing watches that cost more than an average person's car. The showroom was a place where wealth spoke louder than words, and image often dictated respect. At exactly 2:15 p.m., the glass doors opened with a soft swoosh. In walked a man who didn't quite fit the environment. His clothes were old and worn, faded jeans, a stretched-out t-shirt, and dusty sneakers that had clearly seen better days. His beard was unkempt, his hair disheveled, and his eyes hidden behind scratched sunglasses. Heads turned. Not out of admiration, but confusion. One of the salesmen, Mark, noticed the man and rolled his eyes. "Probably lost," he muttered to his colleague, who chuckled in agreement. Mark straightened his tie and approached the man reluctantly. "Sir, can I help you?" he asked, not hiding his judgment. The man smiled kindly. "Yes, I'd like to take a look at the Phantom. I'm considering buying one." Mark blinked. "The Phantom?" He laughed lightly. "Sir, that model starts at $500,000. Maybe I can show you something simpler." The man didn't flinch. "No, I'm interested in the Phantom. Is it available for a test drive?" Mark's tone shifted, growing cold. "Unfortunately, we require a pre-approval and some paperwork before test drives, especially for high-end models." "I see," the man replied, still calm. "Well, can I at least sit inside it?" Mark sighed. "We don't allow just anyone to sit in the display vehicles. They're not for play." The man looked around, noticing how other customers were being treated, offered coffee, greeted with smiles, handed brochures with pride. "All right then," he said softly. "Maybe I should come back another time." He turned around and started walking toward the exit. Before he left, he turned back and asked, "Who's the manager here?" "That would be Mr. Jennings," Mark replied, smirking. "But he's in a meeting. Very busy man." "Tell him Samuel King stopped by." Mark froze. Samuel King. The name hit like a bolt of lightning. Samuel King was a well-known tech entrepreneur, the founder of Kingware Solutions, a man whose net worth had recently been estimated at over $750 million. He was reclusive and rarely appeared in public, but when he did, he made waves. And right now, Mark realized he had just insulted a man whose name echoed through Forbes and Wall Street alike. Mark stumbled. "Mr. King, wait, I didn't realize. Please forgive me. Let me get the manager." But Samuel King was already at the door. "No need, Wendy," he said. "I got the experience I needed." The showroom fell silent. Everyone who had dismissed him stared in disbelief. Staff who had sneered at his appearance now stood with wide eyes and open mouths. Mr. Jennings, the manager, burst out of his office, having heard the commotion. "Mr. King, I had no idea you were coming. Please come back. Let's talk. We'd be honored to serve you." Samuel turned slowly. "You know, Mr. Jennings, I once read a quote that said, 'A man's worth isn't measured by what he wears, but by what he does.' I wanted to see if your team believed in that. Clearly they don't." Mr. Jennings looked flustered. "I'm truly sorry. This isn't how we operate." Samuel interrupted. "But it is. This is exactly how you operate. And that's the problem." He paused and looked directly at Mark, who now looked like a ghost, pale, sweating, and trembling. Samuel smiled gently. "Don't worry, Mark. Everyone makes mistakes. But you might want to remember something." He turned to everyone and said loud and clear, Never judge a book by its cover. Then just as casually as he walked in, he walked out. The next morning, a picture of Samuel King in the Rolls-Royce showroom went viral. A bystander had caught the entire interaction on video. It racked up millions of views in hours. The headline read, "Millionaire tests respect, dressed as poor, snubbed at luxury car store." Public backlash was instant. People praised Samuel for his humility, while criticizing the culture of judgment based on appearances. Mark's name wasn't mentioned publicly, but internally the dealership took action. Mandatory training was introduced on treating every customer with dignity, no matter what they wore. 3 weeks later, a matte black Rolls-Royce Phantom was delivered to a gated estate just outside the city. The purchaser? Samuel King. But he hadn't bought it from the original dealership. He bought it from a competitor, one that treated him with respect from the moment he walked in, no questions asked. Inside the glove box, a handwritten note was placed by Samuel for the dealership owner who'd welcomed him. "Thank you for seeing the man, not just the outfit." It's easy to make assumptions based on how someone looks. We're wired to judge quickly. But greatness, wealth, and worth don't always wear luxury clothes. Sometimes they walk in wearing dusty sneakers and an old shirt. Sometimes the richest hearts and minds are the most humble. Samuel King wasn't just testing a dealership. He was testing humanity. And in doing so, he reminded everyone that respect should never come with a price tag. Next time someone walks in looking out of place, remember his words. Never judge a book by its cover.